Hello, welcome back to this week's Payday routine where I, a registered dental hygienist, new grad in the state of Minnesota, budget my paycheck. I use YNAB, which is zero-based budgeting software, and the goal is to give every dollar a job. So that's what we're gonna do today. I got paid for 2 shifts on this check. The total I got paid was $883.49. I will say right off the bat, unfortunately, I was underpaid once again. This was work that I did through Tiro. If you want to hear about the first time Tiro shorted me on my wages, you can check out that video there. At this point, it does seem to be a pattern. I should have earned $76 for one shift, and they paid me that shift at $69 an hour. So quite a bit of underpayment there. Not really too much to say about it. I have been working behind the scenes ever since I posted that video. And yeah, without basically getting too deep into it, I have not given up. I'm like a dog with a bone, especially when it comes to my money. I do not play about my money. I have irons in the fire trying to get this all worked out. And I do have faith that it will be worked out and it will be worked out in my favor, but I just have to be patient. So we are working with what we got. Again, $883.49. Underpaid, not the full amount that I earned, which is unfortunate, but again, it seems to be a pattern with Tiro. I don't know how many people who are temp dental hygienists who watch my videos. If you are a temp dental hygienist and you work with Tiro, I would highly recommend auditing your pay stubs. I did that after the issue that happened in the video that I just referenced, and I found multiple errors. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm working on this behind the scenes, but let's get to this paycheck and we'll see what we can do with this little paycheck that we have. It's not a lot and I have a lot to do and I have a lot of overspending, so let's get into it. First of all, I'm not sure where the extra pennies came from. $883.49 is what I got on my paycheck, but I'm not gonna spend my time stressing about that extra cents when you can see right here, I have 12 overspent categories. So we're about to probably wipe out a ton of the money here just in a flash. So I have an old tax bill. When I was in dental hygiene school, like a dumbass, I didn't file taxes because I couldn't pay for it. So I was like, I'm not gonna file, which is so stupid. But anyway, I'm on a payment plan, so I undershot that by $44.44. That's mostly due to the fact of like how the paychecks come in and when I actually film these videos. And long story short, it's coming out of ready to assign. They've already taken their money, the IRS, they get their money on a schedule. Gas, I guess I got $65.26 worth of gas, and I did not budget for that ahead of time. I was just low on gas. Actually, I was about to go to Sam's Club, and their gas was, I think, $4.15. And then I passed this gas station. If you live in Minneapolis, it was the old BP at 36th and Lindale. If you know, you know, but their gas was only $3.99. So I double checked on the app, saw it was $4.15 at Sam's, and I doubled back and I was like, let me get this $3.99 gas. So that's how much I spent to get a full tank of gas. I wasn't fully empty. I don't even think the light was on, maybe even had a quarter tank. Household goods, I have no idea what I spent here for $9.80. Oh, I bought a shower caddy hanger. That's weird because I thought I already covered that, but I guess I didn't. So I need to cover that. Personal care, I have no idea what I purchased here. Oh, this stuff I already talked about. I guess maybe the money just hadn't come through, or maybe I didn't have enough money to cover it. But the body wash and the moisturizer, I literally already talked about this. I remember doing that, so I don't know. I probably should have went to rent first because I think we're gonna come into a situation where I've covered all the overspending and I don't have enough for rent, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Okay, so for the scrubs, I did order 2 scrub jackets, and I was saying that I don't know how I'm gonna deal with the reimbursement. Doesn't really matter, I'm getting a check today to reimburse me for this. So when I get the check, I'm going to just put all the check in scrubs because I did that on Klarna, and all the remaining payments will just come out of that category. So therefore, I'm not going to cover that overspending. Miscellaneous, I went to the Dollar Tree, bought just like some organization things for cabinets. I bought some new picture frames for my photos that I have in my operatory. I had these frames that kind of like stand up on their own, but the place I'm gonna put my frames in this office is like on a flat wall, not on a windowsill. Fun money, I've been doing a lot better on fun money. So I did get all my matcha latte stuff. I did have to buy one more thing. I had to buy a more sensitive scale. I have a food scale, but it measures in grams, like 1.0 grams. And I bought a scale that measures in the 10th of a gram, so 0.1 gram, 0.2 gram, you know? Because when you're measuring matcha, basically I was scooping out well over what is in real life 2 grams, and it was saying 2 grams, which is what I was initially aiming for. I have now decided that I want more than 2 grams, which means that the bag of matcha that I bought will last for less time, but that's a different story for a different day. The point is I wasn't able to get an accurate measurement. So I used my $350 1 month of Prime membership to get me a digital scale. It came overnight and it works a lot better. I did go to my play on Thursday. I saw The Female Odd Couple. It was good. It was like, I guess you would call it community theater. It was nice. It was nice. I bought some peanut M&Ms. They cost $2. If you went to the Guthrie here, which is like a more famous theater, I would have definitely paid $6 probably minimum for those M&Ms. It probably would have been the bigger bag as well, but I don't need all those M&Ms. Just give me the standard gas station size, you know, not the tear and share bag. But it was really nice. It was nice. It was just a long drive after being at work. I literally woke up on Thursday wanting to cancel, wanting to get a refund, wanting to go a different day. I just knew I was gonna be so tired, and I was, but I just thugged it out and went there. Lakeville's like 35 minutes away-ish. So as a Texan, not far at all. As a person who's in Minnesota, it's like halfway across the world. I'm like went to a different state at this point. So let's see where all the overspending, and so on Monday, MLB Monday, I did go to Capital One Cafe. I got a matcha latte, and then I bought a peanut butter cup, and I tipped $1 because I don't want to, I always tip $1. I haven't always from the beginning, but after I started going there a lot, I always tip $1. I don't want to start going a lot less and not tipping. Like that seems fucked up. Like I think they give good service. I enjoy the, you know, I want to tip, and I have the money to tip. I make $60 an hour at minimum when I work. I can afford to tip $1 when I get a matcha latte, but I didn't have any cash. Funny story, I actually went on a walk to the store on, I don't know, maybe Wednesday, and I walked on the sidewalk and I passed by this dollar, and I was like, I'm not gonna pick the dollar up, like whatever, it's fine, somebody else can take the dollar. And then I was thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna go get my matcha latte and I need $1. So I was like, if I come back from the store and the dollar's still there on the ground, then I'll pick it up, but it wasn't there. Long story short, I chose to buy a peanut butter cup so that I could also tip $1. I will, I think, get some cash from the ATM because basically if I get cash, I'm saving 50%, right? Because I'm not spending $108 for the peanut butter cup plus $1 for tip. I just pay $1 for tip. But let's see where the rest of the money went. I do know that I went to Chick-fil-A probably a couple times for breakfast, got my little berry bowl. See, it's so cute. It's so cute. It's so good too. It's not $5 good, which is what it costs, but it's good. Anyway, let's see. Peanut M&Ms. On my lunch on Thursday, I went to Panda Express. I didn't intend on going to Panda Express, but I did. And then here's like another refund from Qdoba from the Wells Fargo like reward thing. There's my Chick-fil-A. I think I got a biscuit as well. And then the MLB Monday drink, the new matcha scale. And I think that covers it all. I got a syrup dispenser for my vanilla syrup, which is not perfect. It's not right. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think I need to dial in the vanilla syrup, but it's the matcha that I'm making at home. It's good. It's not great. It's not the same, but it is good. And it is scratching the itch. Like I have not gone at all this month, but I've made, or not this month, this week, besides, you know, the one on Monday for free. But I did make probably like, I don't know, like maybe 4 or 5 matcha lattes since then. So I've been drinking matcha latte, just haven't been paying, you know, by the each. So let's cover that overspending. And then groceries, of course. I think I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna sit up here and say, I'm not gonna go get groceries because the first thing I'm gonna do as soon as I turn the video off is go get groceries. And I think that's probably what I did. So I overspent there. And if you wanna see like a whole overview of what I spent this month, come back next time. We're doing a monthly review in YNAB. We're gonna go through all my categories, see where all my money went. So that'll be helpful, especially seeing that I started my savings challenge about a month ago as well. If you're not familiar with that, it's a save 1K in 90 days challenge. That's what I've decided for myself. But if you click on the link in the description bar, there are some free trackers you can download. It's a save 1K challenge, but you can save that over whatever interval of time you want. So get your trackers and join in if you would like, but that review video will help us see how the spending habits have changed since that challenge started. So let's cover that overspending with the groceries. Accessories, so I bought a purse for the cruise. I've been buying a lot of stuff from Walmart, Amazon, Temu. Temu stuff's still on the way, but with Walmart specifically, if you don't spend $35, they charge you shipping. I'm not paying for shipping. So, and I wanted just like a cute little purse because kind of the only purse that I use is like a fanny pack and I wear it like crossbody. And that's not gonna look the greatest, like if I'm going to dinner on the cruise or even going to lunch, I might not wanna have a crossbody fanny pack on. So I bought this little purse and that cost $17.52. I think the clothing we still need to hold off on, but as you can tell, if you saw last video, this is already lower. I've already done a ton of returns. There is still one thing for sure I wanna return because the shirt, I paid $13.98 from Walmart, but when I got it, the tag says it cost $10 and they basically say whatever this tag from the store says, it's different from the price you pay online, but you're not about to get me to pay I don't know if that's 40%, I'm not great at math, but you're not about to get me to pay almost $4 more for a shirt that you're selling for $10. Like, I'm not gonna do it. I will return the shirt and pay $0 for it before I pay $13.98 for it when the tag says $10. My plan is just to go in store and return it and then be like, okay, I'd like to buy that shirt now, and then just buy it for the $10. But if they don't let me, it's not a problem. The reason that I haven't returned it yet, but I have already returned other stuff, is because Walmart has this amazing feature where you can do curbside return. So I just like go there in my car. I don't even have to get out of the car. They just come and scan everything and return it from your car, but they're not gonna let me do that, you know, return, rebuy stuff. So we're gonna hold off on this just for now because there are still, honestly, refunds coming in that have not been cleared yet. After the play, I went to the Walmart and I returned 3 different items. So that's gonna stay where it is. The 1-year cost for having my own like personal domain email address thing. So that way people aren't emailing me at like, you know, my personal email address at gmail.com. It's like at tinawilliams.co, which is my website. So that cost $760 total for the year, and that was overspent by $291. Okay, so I'm pretty sure right now I don't think I have enough money to cover rent. So we're gonna have to do some finagling here. Let's just take a look. My Capital One card is all set. The Wells Fargo credit card, that's the card that I'm spending all this money for the cruise on. So that's why that's kind of overspent. We're gonna get that under control, not a problem. I need $142 for my student loans. That's coming out just a couple of weeks now, which is good to know, but we're gonna wait on that. Investing, oh, looks like I put aside $100 to invest that I have not transferred over to my Roth IRA. When did I do that? Last month? That's interesting. So my emergency fund, $3,287, which is great. I am halfway through my savings challenge, and like I mentioned in the video that I posted Friday, I'm so shocked at the amount that I've saved. Check that video out if you haven't already. I am shocked. I am so shocked. Okay, so rent. Oh, this happened last time. I only need $382.11, which is not 100% correct necessarily, because I did get the bill and I just haven't looked at it. I believe that would be the most amount I've ever paid. That's kind of what I like to have the target as. So let me really quickly look at the bill, see how much I'm actually paying so we make sure we actually have enough. Funny enough, it's actually very, very close. It's just $2,010.47. So I need to put 46 more cents in. And also, I should mention, I did get an extra $10. I got this email saying, fill out this survey, we'll send you $10. And I filled it out and they sent me $10. I just haven't put it in the budget. I don't know what I'll use it on. I like to use things like that for things that can just use the whole amount so that I'm not left with, you know, like $3.73 on a card. I just got caught in my tracks. So that's how this health insurance. I need $174. Oh, I have $210. Oh, okay. I thought I had no money because I thought rent was $500. Okay, cool. So let's assign the money for health insurance because that's coming out on the 1st. No good. We do have some positive things coming for the health insurance later. We will get into that next month on one of those paychecks. So my car insurance is coming out very shortly and I need money for that. I don't have, but you have $36.04. So what can you do? Internet, the 6th. Why did I do it like this? $45 by the 31st. I did that like that, even though it's due the 6th, because that's within the first week. So really by the end of this month, I need to have the money saved, and internet is $65 a month. I should have been doing this the same way. Why does it not have a target? How does this not have a target? That's so crazy. Okay, let me go back to April and just see what I spent, and that'll help me know the target. How do I not have a target? That's crazy. 183.09, okay, so we'll make that the target. 183.09 by the last day of the month. Have a balance of, not set aside. Have a balance, refill up to, whatever. I swear to God, this makes me so frustrated. Have a balance, 33. How are they saying I need $33 more to have a, oh, because it says refill up to. I could have sworn I said have a balance of. Maybe that's what I wanted. Okay, so set aside, is that right? Oh, okay, there we go. But still, it's not right. Well, because I guess I set this aside last month. So you would have to like go here, 162, and then like take out 162. I don't know. Dude, I don't know. This literally always confuses the hell out of me. I want the balance to be 183.09 on the 31st. That's what I want. I want to have a balance of, like, I don't understand, maybe custom. Have a balance of, due by June. That would be, that. I think if I do this, $90. Okay, I think I got it. Do it by April, or do it by May, this month. Okay, there we go. Jesus Christ. Is it on repeat every month? No. That's probably why the target fell off. I probably did that back in March, January, February. No? This is so crazy. I have no idea how the target fell off. I don't know what to do to fix this. And I don't know that this is super interesting content. It might be, but it's frustrating the hell out of me because it's not going to carry over. So for instance, we go to June, there's no, oh, the target is still last month. Monthly, I want to have a balance of, why is this so difficult? I don't know. Okay, I think I got it. Fill up to, repeat it, due the end of the month. Why does it say $33 fucking dollars? Oh, because I get it. Because it's not saying in the month with this balance, it's saying put that amount each month. Okay, got that, I understand that. Set aside, this isn't gonna work, but let me just try it. This is kind of working, but it's just not, it's not accounting for this 162. You know what I can probably do? Move it to ready to assign, 184.71. That's literally more than I said I wanted every month. Oh my God, guys, I'm literally physically getting hot. 183.09, set aside. Jesus fucking Christ. You know what? If you know how to do it, just tell me, because I'm fucking over it. I'm over it. I'm getting so pissed off, whatever. Literally getting so pissed off. I don't have any money to put towards any of that other stuff. I have $36 and health insurance is covered. My rent is covered. Oh, I can't move on because this is due in like 2 days. Okay, maybe if I put that the target is the first of the month, that's not gonna help. It's literally not gonna make a difference. I already know. But really, if I'm gonna do that, I should do the exact date, the 3rd. How did I figured this out because I remember figuring this out for another category, but I literally don't know what I did. This looks correct. Set aside $183.09 each month by June 3rd. Total to assign, $183.09. Total assigned, $0. To go, $183.09. But then here it says $91. Oh, I think I know why. Because they're giving me 3 days in June to save that money. This is what's pissing me off because it says I have okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I think this will fix it. If I go here and I go minus 162, how do I not have more money to assign in April? Don't know. So then if I put in 162, okay, now it's like working, but whatever. That really pissed me off. If there's a better way to do that, please let me know in the comments. I haven't gotten any good tips lately, and all the tips I get are like literally they changed my life. So please change my life, guys. I'm freaking out. Anyway, 3604 is what I need to put in there. So let me just, if I put a sign, I think it's gonna take me overspent. Oh, it'll just put 3604. Okay, so I'll leave that there. What this means, I believe though, is that I'm gonna need to come out of my emergency fund to pay for some things. Let's click over to, it would help if I had gotten paid all the money that I was owed, right? That would help a lot to be getting the money you're owed. That helps to pay your bills. That's why we go to work, most of us, right? So that we can pay for the things that we're obligated to pay for. But some companies don't seem to understand or respect or care about that and they underpay you. But again, irons in the fire, we're working it out. So I'm getting paid on the 4th, 16th, 25th, and the 30th. So paid on the 4th, this is coming out on the 3rd. This will be covered from the 4th. This will be paid from the 4th, paid from the 4th, paid from the 4th. Oh, my water bill is gonna be coming soon, I know that. Won't be due, I think, until the end of the month. So it'll be due it'll be due June 30th. So totally fine there. Let's see how much we spent on groceries this month. Little sneak peek into the monthly review. $281.42, pretty good. It's just me. And I spent $281, which is coming out less than the minimum that I'm comfortable spending. So we are below budget, which is nice. Okay, so let's talk about this hotel. Okay, so they've been sending me emails saying, you know, oh, your trip is coming up, telling me blah, blah, blah. So turns out I was possessed by something. I don't know what I was possessed by. I don't know what got into me. I don't know what drugs I was on, okay? I booked for $256 for one night, a 2.5-star hotel. What the fuck? That is the craziest thing I've ever heard of in my life. I don't know what made me book that expensive of a hotel for one night, $250 for one night, and for that low stars. Like, I'm pretty easy to please. I don't need, you know, luxury. But long story short, since I got the pay when you get there fare, I went on Priceline.com, I canceled that reservation. I searched for something cheaper. I found a hotel for $224.87, which is, you know, $25 savings. It's a 4-star hotel and it's 12 minutes from the port. The other hotel was very close to the airport, but that would have only meant that I had like a 30-minute Lyft ride the morning of the cruise to go from the hotel, airport hotel, to the port. Now I'm gonna have like a 15-minute Lyft ride when I get in at night, and then I'll have another 15-minute Lyft ride in the morning of the cruise. So I don't know what the hell I was thinking. And I'm gonna continue to look. They're gonna charge me on June 16th, the $224.87. I will continue to look. If there are lower prices, better deals, you better believe I will cancel again and get a different hotel. I don't need very much, but like I said, if I can stay at a better hotel for a cheaper price, hello? I'm not gonna say, no, I'd rather stay in the dump, like hello. So there's that on that. Also for the cruise, today is day 5. So if I do not see my money, my $114 refund come through by the end of the day, on the day this video is posted, or maybe it's even like as this video is posted, you better believe it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a big fucking problem. And it's really gonna be a problem because I have passed the amount of time that I can dispute the transaction with my credit card. It's been over 60 days, which is probably a tactic that they use. They probably wait that long so you can't dispute it. I don't know what, I'm not gonna say that. That's probably unfair to say, or at least could be verging on illegal to say that. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's a tactic they use. But anyway, we have no money to put towards any of that. And that is what it is. I do need more money for health insurance, but the good thing about it is everything doesn't come out of my credit card. I don't think or maybe my health insurance, let's check. Maybe my health insurance does come out of my credit card. Oh yeah, it does. So it's not ideal, but like if my health insurance comes out of my credit card, you know, we can just float it for a couple days because I get paid the next day. So at this point, I haven't been doing nothing but rambling. I don't even know why I bothered to say this is gonna be a short video when it never is. It's just like a joke at this point. Every time I say it, I'm like, I shouldn't say it, but then I'm like, no, but for real, this time when I'm saying it, it's gonna be real. Crazy. Anyhow, if you are still watching, then you are one of the real ones and you probably entered the giveaway. So go ahead and check, because I did comment to you last week, the winner. If you haven't already emailed me, email me so I can give you your prizes. And if you didn't know about the giveaway, I'm sorry. You should watch the videos. I didn't announce it in the title or the description because I wanted to be for somebody who's actually watching. And if you want to watch more to make up for it, check out this video here. Bye.